Hello everyone, welcome to podcast 3. Are you excited to welcome and know this person? Mumbai University ranker, Masters in Communication and Journalism, specialized memory trainer, leading trainings and workshops for all age groups. Since 2009, worked with Rajashri Productions, trained and transformed 20,000 plus people, known for her enthusiasm and love for creating transformation, classical singer and impactful writer. So, are we ready to welcome one and only ma'am, my mentor, my coach, my guru, one and only teacher who has taught me this techniques, particular techniques which I want to share with you today live. So please help me welcome Miss Kimi Shah ma'am. Hello ma'am.
Hi,
Hi ma'am, how are you ma'am?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Tell me,
Yeah ma'am, how
Hrudai.
are you doing ma'am?
Fantastic. I'm so glad to see you again
Yeah,
like
thank you
this.
so much ma'am for being here to my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pleasure is all mine because I've seen you growing from becoming an author to being my student earlier,
yeah,
coming in the level 0, level 1, level 2 sessions. And now, after being an author, now you have started this podcast journey. So glad. And so proud of you, Hrudai, to see your journey like this, see you grow
thank you
like
so
this.
much ma'am.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I wanted
Tell me.
to, before we start ma'am with questions, I wanted to tell audience and I wanted to ask you this question, ma'am. When you saw me for the first time and now you're seeing me, what was the biggest feel did you get, ma'am?
Earlier you were having a little of, self-doubt, a little reserved nature, and a bit of a overthinker, but a determined person. Okay, and you have, very brilliantly transformed your determination. Channelized your determination and become a confident, ambitious boy that you are. And you are adding so many feathers to your hats. So I'm so glad that the way you are growing is mind blowing, from a reserved person to a outgoing, out and out, transformer. Or you're contributing through your podcast and your works. Yeah, maybe it's just a start, but I can see the future, like it's going to be a big thing one day.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. And yeah, so let's start with the podcast, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, how did you become a memory trainer?
Well, I joined Growth Vidyapeeth as a student. Okay, I had got in my 12th standard, I had got only 60%. And
Sorry,
so
ma'am,
my
before that, I want to ask you this question. So, why did you want to train people and transform others' life?
when I attended one of the workshops, right now it's called Life Vidyapeeth. So my mom actually in my 10th vacation, she was like, let's make use of the vacation time and all. And she coaxed me to join this workshop called personality development at that time. So I was forced to join, as in I was just 15. And when you're 15 you can't say no to your mom. She was like, just you have to go, there's summer vacations, do something productive, it is good and all that. So I hesitantly went because I was a very reserved person. I had a problem of squint eyes. Even today I'm wearing specs, that is why you may not notice that much, but even today I have a little squint. So I was like, I look ugly, why would I go in such a class, it would be so awkward, I don't want to do this. I'm okay being myself, whatever I am, I am. I can't change that. I mean, how do you change that? Like, I didn't have an idea that time. So But I went into this class, and it was like, wow. I felt, for the first time in my life, I felt accepted. I felt like I can love myself the way I am. And I would like to create the atmosphere that we had. There were around 30, 50 people doing the workshop with me, and the vibe that I got there, the acceptance, the love, the appreciation, the attention that I felt there. And I felt that this should be the life, free of hurts, guilt, complaints, negativity, and full of love, peace, knowledge, and celebration, and full of like acceptance, and people supporting each other rather than pulling their legs back. So I felt I want to create a world like this. And like the miniature that I could see on the third day of the workshop, I felt that this is what I want to create in the world. Or I want to be a part of creating this in the world. The world, I felt, was very frankly, in my personal life, I was very unsatisfied. I was very like, I felt I was dumb. I didn't have a very good self image. As such, I felt that I'm not wanted, or I'm extra in the world. Or because I had a joint family and no one cared. That is what I felt at that moment. Because my mom, basically, I was looking forward to my mom a lot, and I was expecting a lot from my mom, because I felt that she should give me attention at least. She should at least caress me, or she should give me some quality time. But she was very busy in the, like, it was a big family, so she was all the time in the kitchen and all that. And my dad was having struggling days in his business and everything, so I hardly got to see him. So I felt I only have my mother. And others seem to be like my aunts and all are like, okay, they're not that much interested in me, so at least my mother should be interested in me. I felt like that. So I was expecting that she will give me time and all that, but she would just leave me with uh, some toys and something, and just keep me occupied in some way, and then do her work and all that. So that I did not appreciate. At that moment I felt like rejected. Yeah, I'm just an unwanted thing that they have to manage now because I'm come in this world. So I had that kind of a rejection feeling. Also, it doubled when I was in junior, senior KG, and I had squint eyes, and a small girl just came up to me. She didn't mean any harm, but out of curiosity, she just came up to me and she was like, "Why you have different eyes?" And I was like, till then, I did not feel that I have different eyes. I didn't know that I was different. But then I just went to the mirror and I just saw the mirror and I hated myself because of those eyes. So I thought I will not, that day I unwantedly I decided I'm ugly, I'm not wanted. I mean, it became a stamp in my head. And unknowingly that thing was operating in my life. I didn't even realize until in the 10th standard vacation, my mom pushed me to do this course, and I could drop that hatred for myself. I could drop that seeking attention from the world, or seeking validation from the world. Okay. And I could accept myself. So that was a moment of joy. That moment is still vivid. It's been like that moment was in 2004, but it just feels like yesterday. Even today I can vividly tell you that how that feeling was. So I felt that if if Latesh sir is creating this world, I would like to be part of such a world, or I would like to be a part of this noble cause and spread this rather than the negativity that is there. you know so yeah. So that moment I felt that this is a good thing to do.
Right.
Then I went on, whenever I had vacations and all, I would go and assist, I would become a volunteer, and I would repeatedly listen to his talks and everything, and that imbibed that culture of love, peace, knowledge, and celebration in me. At the same time, I was drawn to it a lot because I could make the differentiations. Like when I'm there, I'm so happy, I'm so joyous, I'm so excited, I'm so enthusiastic, I'm so into it, I'm so involved. And I feel that my life has a purpose when I'm here, rather than just, the normal going to school, going, eating, sleeping, completing homework. So all that was not giving me that meaning that I found here, that purpose that I felt here, or I felt that I'm important to this world and I can also contribute to this world. Okay, if I am spreading this. So yeah. And I got the final stamp when I was in 12th standard. I mean, after the 12th standard, when I did bachelor's in mass media, because when I became a university rank holder, then I thought that if a dumb girl who's, in 12th standard scored so average 70, I mean, 60% was my score, can become a topper, then I feel that, these values can really change people's lives. And after doing media, I had that idea. See, there was two things, frankly. Being from a traditional Jain family, at that time, girls being up or outside for reporting and all till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or going to the crime scenes and doing all that was like a complete no-no. Okay. Plus, at the same, like, it was like a, how will you be safe? At least your brother should be there, or how will we afford to, be with you and safeguard you if you are pursuing this and all that. At the same time, I felt that media at that time, now media has become a little more responsible, not completely, but still a little more conscious. But earlier, they used to just look for more of negative news, because that is what was bringing them the TRPs or whatever at that time. So I felt that instead of spreading that negativity more, or if I become a reporter or a writer, maybe I'll have to look for negativity around and report that more. But if I am using my writing skills and my everything, like, for the good purpose of, bringing people out from their miseries, from their problems, and giving them the vision that they can lead a purposeful life, they can contribute in people's lives, they can uh, you know be in love with themselves and spread the love to others, or that feeling of unity in a family, which I felt was missing a lot at that time. Since many joint families were going apart, there was so much hatred in families. So even my family had gone through similar kind of a thing in ninth standard, when I was in ninth standard. So I felt that, contributing or using the same skills of writing and speaking to contribute in people's life, to spread positivity, is more important than being a media person.
Right.
So that's how I came to the conclusion that, I should be spreading this. And then I expressed it to our founder chairman, Mr. Latesh Shah, and he said, okay, join us. And then we had a 4-year long training of everything, like managing the workshops, to generating the numbers, to serving the people and post the workshops, what all works, everything. Pin to elephant, he has trained us, 4 long years. And then there was no looking back. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing this. Now, how did you become a memory trainer, ma'am?
So then, after the result that I got, okay, and even in the bachelor's of mass media, I was implementing all the memory tricks in my studies, and I was seeing the result. And when I saw that I can become a university rank holder, so then I started assisting in small, small things, like just the introductory session I would take, or I would just support some students initially to remember their answers, definitions, and stuff like that. And then gradually, sir said that, why don't you, lead the sessions again? So, yeah, so I just went on. Latesh sir has this peculiar thing, he will just throw you in the situation, and then you develop yourself. So that is his one of the ways to, uh, you know, just put you in that situation and see you grow. So he's been a wonderful trainer. I mean, you'll not find such genuine and such giving people in this world. I'm so blessed to be associated with Growth Vidya Peet and Ratesh sir, because it was he who saw the leader in me, he who saw and he who gave this platform. And even today, we have a huge team of 45, 50 people, and everyone is a leader here. And that platform is like available to so many people. And
Yeah,
our vision totally is to create at least 1 lakh leaders so that this world can be a better place. So,
yeah,
yeah. So,
great.
he saw that, it was his confidence. And then he trained me, he shaped me. And yeah.
Yeah. So now you have become a memory trainer, and how many lives have you transformed from this memory?
Since Corona, we have touched around 1,25,000 students.
Great, ma'am. Thank you. And yeah, you're doing so much, like giving so much for this world, and yeah, 1 lakh people in, yeah,
I would say it is the hard work. See, frankly, I am just a medium. I'm just a catalyst. It is the values have been given to us by Latesh sir, and I'm grateful to the students. I'm grateful to the parents who are, keeping that trust in us, and the students who are day in day out practicing the techniques, and they are getting the results. So as much as, okay, we are facilitators, we are blessed that we have got this opportunity, but more of the credit goes to all the students who are, utilizing it in their day to day lives, I feel.
so as you told that you have become a Mumbai University ranker, what was the first emotion that came into your life when you got to know that you were Mumbai University ranker?
I was blank. I was like, is this for real? So yeah, I still remember my mom was in tears, and I was like, okay. Because for that like 10-15 seconds I could not believe my eyes. I was like just looking at the screen, like, is this my result? Kind of a thing. Yeah. And then it sinked in after a while. I was like on top of the world. Yeah. And I had that, okay, I can do this. You know, I can also be a rank holder. So
Right.
yeah.
So when we are having like this discussion, people may be thinking that how can this memory help us and what is actually memory? So can you please brief us?
See, memory, if you see simply, it is our storehouse. Okay. And brain is something, when if you have seen anyone's death, or, even the decaying that happens in the body, brain is the last, I can say, organ to, get away or get burnt, or to, like, it is the hardest part. And all we have in our life is actually memories, right? We cherish memories. So, memory is something that, whether you're aware or not aware, your five senses are constantly taking things inside. And it's the storehouse that you have. And that is your bank, the real bank, from where you decide your life. It's like the experiences, the memories, and what you make of it, that shapes your life, whether you are aware or you're not aware. So I feel memory is very, very important. Yeah. And it is based on your five senses, because they are the receptors, and you store it in your memory. So yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And why do you need a mentor for your life, ma'am? As you said that because of my mentor, I'm here today, right? Because my mentor has pushed me till here, and now I'm able to talk here and I'm confident. So why do you think mentor is very important for a human being?
uh See, right now, I would like to tell you that though our old, it's always been there in the Indian culture, frankly, since ages immemorial. There was a guru and shishya parampara, right? And guru is considered like this. It has an equivalent, if not more, value in one person's life, uh, as far as parents. I mean, equal to the parents, right? Now that tradition is dying. Why? Because now more and more people are going towards collecting information, becoming more logical, becoming more, stubborn in their own opinions. So that is like getting diluted in the sense of mentor or coach. You are just a coach. You are just a this. You are just a that. And people are more and more becoming MBA in my language. Like, I know everything. मुझे बहुत आता है. Right? If that is your case, then I feel MBA comes out of, a lot of fear, because you fear that, people will cheat me, or I will be betrayed, or my innocence will be, taken away, or something like that. And out of that insecurity, you become मुझे बहुत आता है, or I know everything, miss know all, I miss know all kind of person. And that is actually hampering your growth. So if you have a mentor, you get a third eye perspective, right? You get an eagle perspective, because in our life, we get attached to whatever we have, be it good or bad. It's like you are attached to your if you closely observe your life, okay, you are attached to your laziness, you are attached to your consistency, you are attached to your habits, you are attached to the people around, right? You are attached to your opinions or point of view. You are attached about your own perspective about yourself and everything. So we are all attached beings, whether we like it or we don't like it. So, it's like you need a person to show you that, okay, this is the pitfall, right? And there is a gap between what needs to be done and what I'm doing out of compulsion or out of my attachments. So if you see, suppose you see a parent and a child, now what is the reference for the parent to train or coach or guide the child? It is their experience as the child, what their parents did for them. So again, that is coming from their attachments or their life experiences. So we get attached to our past, we get attached to our experiences, we get attached to everything. Now, if you are attached to something, you will tend to repeat that again and again in your life, right? Because that becomes your comfort zone. Whether you like it or not is a separate thing. You will complain that I'm lazy, but you'll still be lazy. You will say that, okay, I'm angry, I don't want this anger in me, but you'll still be angry, because that is your swabhav, that's your nature, that's become your nature out of your attachments. So it is that guru, it is that mentor who sees, okay, here this person is attached. And to identify that, you need to surrender to the mentor. You need to be with the mentor. Okay, mentor, whatever you say, because you have that belief on that mentor, that mentor can, you know, I mean, take me to the next level, or take me to the level that I want to reach. And, I firmly believe that even if I'm a doctor, for example, right, but I can't do my own heart's operation, even if I'm a heart surgeon, but I will not be able to do my own operation. I will need another doctor for the same. So similarly, every person in life needs a mentor. The sooner you accept, the faster you grow.
Interesting. Yeah. So, um, what was your passion, and have you followed the same passion till now?
My passion is to transform people. I like interacting people. I like to study them. I like to counsel them. I like to uh, I am like into their lives and I would like to support them. I like to talk about their goals. I like to talk about their aspirations, and how I can support them in whatever way to grow, to help
right,
them identify their limiting beliefs or their efforts, or what strategies they can do in their life so that they can go, follow in their life so that they can go to the next level, or yeah, in every possible way. Yeah, so I like to be with people, and I like to interact with people, and I like to um, grow them and also learn from them. One thing is like very, very crucial for me is like I'm a lifelong learner. So yeah, so I learn from my audiences, I learn from
right,
my students.
right.
Yeah, so learning is like evergreen, like all the
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
and I like to support people. It comes naturally to me. So it's like more of human, right? If you see a person in pain, your natural tendency is to support or do what you can do.
right.
So that's it. It's a natural
Awesome.
thing.
Yeah. So till now we have discussed like how was your life and how did you find your passion, and you have told every single thing. Right now, people are wondering what should I do keeping this. So let's move forward with this. What, ma'am? I'm not able to concentrate, right, in classes, in sessions. If people are talking, so I'm concentrating in some or the other thing. I'm getting distracted. So how can we overcome this?
See, generally what I have seen is students, are in a constant tug of war, between their thoughts and the things that they need to focus.
Yes,
Right? Now, since we have got used to the shorts on YouTube or the reels on Instagram and other places, what is happening is our attention span or our patience is going lower day by day. But you forget that any success requires patience. It requires consistency.
right.
It is not a thing of a 30-second, right?
Yes,
So you need to develop that, or you need to do that. So for that, what I feel is you should initially, and any distraction or getting distracted itself is an addiction or a habit, right? If you closely observe. Now, how do you change a habit? By replacing, first of all, acknowledging the habit that I am distracted, or I get distracted very easily or in this much time. First of all, getting that awareness and coming into acceptance, first thing. Secondly, what you can do is, once you are accepted it, you keep separate time for both. Generally, students, what they do, they suppress. Arey, no, 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 no. How can I be distracted? Arey, yaar, I am like this only. I can't do anything about this. They get angry on themselves. They curse themselves. They,
yeah,
go into guilt. But that is going to worsen the situation. You accepted, okay, I'm getting distracted. Come back to focus. Come back to focus. Come back to focus.
right,
So it's a constant thing, one thing. Secondly, you can train your mind. If your mind is not listening to you, or it's overpowering you, what you can do is you can tell your mind, you can command yourself that, okay, Kimi, right now is my uh, study time, right now is my lecture time. But I promise you, if you give that full focus in the lectures, next after that 30 minutes, I will give you for time for overthinking. I will give you time to get distracted wherever you want to.
right,
But once that 30 minutes are done, then done. Then you go to the next work. Then you
right,
don't extend that 30 minutes to 3 hours.
right.
Getting it? So initially keeping that time separate and allowing it in smaller quantities
Mm,
until the need diminishes. Right? You, after a while, once, for a week, if you're giving that half an hour of overthinking, then one day you will only get fed up. Yeah, what, I'm thinking the same thing again and again, because 90% of our thoughts are repeated.
right,
So then you will see it's like you don't like, I mean, you are addicted to sweets, but 1 week you eat only sweets. After that, you'll not want to eat sweets,
Right.
right?
Uh,
So you give that limited time, and then you will see the futility of that work, and you will yourself diminish it.
right.
If you suppress, it becomes like a spring and it comes back. It comes with more power, right? It will
Mhm.
come with more intensity. So distraction will then overpower you all the more. So instead of suppressing it, accept it and take corrective measures.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know. So I'll work on that. So audience, are you ready to work on this? Because I know that you are also getting distracted, because in 30 seconds you can easily get distracted, but in 30 seconds you can't overcome it. So practice, so be patient and work on that. Right. So ma'am, we told that how can we overcome this by making a plan, but how to make a plan?
Hmm. Now, what people are doing these days, I'll tell you, okay? Especially the competitive exam people or the CA people, or who have like uh, huge portions to
Right.
study and everything, and they are really clueless that what should I be doing, because there are 10 heads telling them 10 things, or 10 different videos telling them different strategies, different stuff. And it is the overexposure to information is giving all the more confusion rather than sorting things.
Right.
So I'm a person who believes that solutions come from within rather than outside. Yeah, definitely you ask your teachers or people whom you trust. Why you should ask them? Because they have observed you. They know what kind of a person Hrudai is. Okay. And from there, they will suggest that this is the corrective measure for you rather than relying on any YouTube videos, I would suggest. Okay. First thing. Secondly, I would say that you should observe yourself. Are you a morning person or a night person? Some people think that, okay, 4 o'clock we should get a Brahma Muhurat is there, studies
Right.
happen better at that time. But I feel you should be wise enough to pick your struggles. Now, if your exam is in 2 months, okay, and you have like 1,000 pages to read, you will not struggle at that time. I have to get up at 4 o'clock. Even if I'm a night person, I have to make sure that I get up at 4 o'clock. I'm not saying that Brahma Muhurat is a lie, okay? Don't take me wrong. But right now, important is that in that 2 months that you have, you complete the portion, that 1,000 pages. Right now, the struggle is not, to form that habit of getting rise early in the morning. That you can do after your exam is done. Right
Right.
now, if you're comfortable in, staying up till 3 and completing the 1,000 pages, then go for it. If you have the full 1 year and your exam is like later, then you can definitely focus on developing the habit of getting up at 4. So first is choose wisely what you can do and what you can't do.
Right.
We go into idealistic planning. 90% of the people are disappointed with themselves because they are doing idealistic planning. They feel that I want to bring 96%, I want to get AIR rank, or I want to get A plus grade. And for this, I need to do this. And they're like, okay, from tomorrow, I will do this. But are you aware of your own capacity?
Right.
If you are able to concentrate for 1 hour today, okay, don't expect that you will be able to concentrate 5 hours from tomorrow. Change is gradual. So you have to really check within what suits you, and what is needed is okay, but actually what are you capable of right now? And you have to create a balance in planning.
Right. Great, man.
So
Yeah.
don't
So,
blindly follow what people are saying, or just that. Check with yourself and then plan.
right. Yeah, so now we have discussed about this concentration and not to get distracted, how to overcome it, and how to make a plan. Now, how can we remember these things?
How you can remember all this?
Yeah,
As in your plan or something?
yeah. So I forget that this time I have to do this. The next step, what is the next step? So 4 to 5 is my study time. So 5 to 6, I had made a plan, but I forgot what to do at this point in
Simply
time.
you can have a blackboard, small blackboard in front of you. You write down everyday plan there. Okay, and keep it in such a place where you are seeing it constantly. Like in my home, I have made a vision board, and I every day, the moment I get up, automatically my eyes go to that vision board. Okay, okay, I want to create this. So today I want to do this. So you write down your plan the previous night. Okay, tomorrow I will be doing this. I'll be doing this from this time to this time. Entire timetable in front of you, and then you just stick to the plan. It You don't have to remember all this. You just have to keep it somewhere where your eyes not normally fall. Getting it?
Yeah. So now teenagers, or let's keep it as generally people fail to like concentrate and they fear when they go to exam hall.
Uh, Frankly, I'll tell you, fear comes from two things. Okay, fear is actually not present, but we feel it is real, real, real. Fear, as Latesh sir, my founder chairman again puts in, fear is like coming from bhutkal, from past.
Yes.
Either you have got blank in exams and that's why you fear that I will again repeat the same thing, okay? Or you fear your past actions that, okay, I could not study the desired way or what was expected out of me, and that's why I may fail, right? Or third is like the over expectations of the future. That also again is coming from the past. You feel that your parents are expecting or you are expected to do this. So again, that is also past. Like it is your assumption, right? It may be not needed. So
Basically, it is a
all
feeling.
this, yeah, it is a feeling. And not trusting in your own capabilities. And a major problem of this exam anxiety or fear has stemmed in the moment we have started rote learning.
Yeah,
See, a small child of third standard or second standard does not know the word stress. Today, when I ask in my class, even a first standard child is telling me, "Ma'am, I'm stressed." Getting it?
yeah,
Why you come across the first introduction to stress happens when you try to mug up things. Because when you mug up, there's no guarantee that you'll recall.
right.
So I would recommend all the people who are listening to this podcast, at least if you're, I mean, if you can learn memory techniques, you can join workshops, mine or others, any, there are so many available, right? But do that. But if you can't do at least that much, if you can't join any memory courses, at least give up on mugging, because it is not solving the purpose and it is hampering your self-esteem in the long run. So this non-confidence that you have for exams will multiply in other areas also of your life. Tomorrow you go to give an interview, you are still fearful. Tomorrow your boss asks you to give a presentation, you will still get fearful. So anytime you want to perform, that fear will come back because the seeds are in rote learning. Okay, so one thing is stop mugging up. Secondly, when you are in the exam, okay, I would suggest that you leave your study material aside for at least 1 or 2 hours before the exam. Don't study till the last moment. I'll tell you why. Whatever you have studied, okay, for 6 months or 8 months or 10 months, and after that you're giving the exam. So one day before the exam, on that 1.5 day that you've got, you have revised everything that you have studied in that 6 to 8 months or 1 year, right? So it's already, you've given so much of input to your brain to process. Now if you keep on pouring things inside till the last bell rings, what happens? Your brain starts to relax when you're writing the paper in the start.
Right.
Getting it? So in the start, you will write beautiful answers, but your handwriting will go berserk at the end. And at the end, you will struggle for the, essay type answers or the lengthy answers that you want to
Yeah.
write, because you will be always pressed for time. And there you will tend to do silly mistakes. You go into stress. You write, different answer to the wrong question. And then after the exam, you realize, oh, I knew the answer, but I did not pay attention, or I could not pay attention, or your paper is left half incomplete because of all the stress. So I would recommend that 2 hours at least before the exam, or at least an hour before the exam, leave your books, meditate, relax yourself, because the more relaxed you are, you will recollect better.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. So,
So
audience, I hope that I've asked the questions because I know you would be wondering. I want this uh, question to be answered. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment box. We'll be happy to reply to your question. Yeah, ma'am.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. So I feel that you should, and exams is all about writing practice. People don't do writing practice at all. They are just keeping on reading and recollecting or revising, but they hardly do writing practice.
yes.
And exams are written. 90% of the times they're not oral. So yeah.
So thank you. Let's follow this, what ma'am has given us. So let's think it as a assignment. So let's complete it and let's get ready with this. So yeah, your last question is, ma'am, how do you feel being here and interacting with me?
It is awesome. As I told you, I've seen you grow from that tiny nervous kid to this confident speaker or podcaster, and you are, just marching forward with your dreams. That's really amazing. And I've seen you practicing all the memory techniques yourself and putting into practice whatever you're giving out to the world. That's really important. So yeah, hats off, and I really thoroughly enjoyed, and
Yeah,
hope to see you at the sessions, and hope to stay connected. And
yeah,
yes,
surely.
let's contribute in the world. Let's make this a better place. Spread love, peace, knowledge, celebration. Yeah. So,
We will, and thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, audience, for being here. And I hope that audience, you enjoyed this conversation. If you have enjoyed, please comment below. And if you have any questions, please put it in the comment box. We will be happy to reply to your question. Thank you so much, ma'am.
thank you, Hrudai, for inviting
Thank
me.
you.